They were more afraid of the bombs from the sky than the guards in the room with them. Think about that one. The people taken by Hamas were more terrified of their own government's bombs. That's not an emotional anecdote. That's a strategic indictment. It tells you the rescue operation was in practice the biggest threat to their lives. And the numbers bear it out. An investigation by Haaretz late last year reported that Israeli attacks had killed at least 20 captives in Gaza. At least 20. And Alon's statement about Jabalia puts a qualitative frame on that number. It wasn't scattered accidents. In one of the most heavily bombarded places, it was the majority. The military strategy was the cause of death. On December the 9th of 2023, you might recall this particular story. 3 hostages, Yotam Haim, Samar Talalka and Alon Shamriz, managed to escape their captors. They got out. They were shirtless. They were waving a white flag. They were screaming in Hebrew. They were doing everything you're supposed to do to identify yourself as a non-combatant, as one of your own. Israeli soldiers saw them, identified them as a threat, and shot them all dead. All 3, killed by the army they were trying to reach. Alon points to this as the perfect, horrific example of the flawed battlefield assumptions. The assumption is shoot first because everyone is Hamas. The assumption is that the overriding mission is to kill the enemy, not to look for survivors. That's the Hannibal mindset. Hardened into standard operating procedure. The priority is neutralizing the threat. Saving lives is a distant second. Except this isn't a mistake. And it isn't a mistake in isolation. It's the inevitable product of this system, a system that started firing on its own civilians on October 7th to prevent capture and was now firing on its escaped hostages to prevent, well, what exactly? The system couldn't tell the difference anymore. The doctrine had just erased the distinction.